going to do a review on this Yutrax trailer. I bought this trailer about a year ago. I'd never seen it before. We bought it over the internet. Well, I called Cabela's in Anchorage and they shipped it here to us. So we've had this about a year. It's got a tilt bed on it. The tilt bed broke, I'd say, the first month we had it. And then there's two different sections here and here. This thing just had so much play in it, you couldn't tighten it down enough to get the play out. So I took it in, I welded it all together. This was the tilt bed. I just welded some tabs on there and welded that all together. Then did more welding underneath it just to make this one solid piece. Alright, it comes with the tongue on it. It's just two tabs to stick out, and you drop a pin down to lock it onto your hitch, right? This thing bent up. This thing started bending this way and that way, so just yesterday I took it in and welded two pieces of angle iron on it to beef it up. This was hollowing out the holes, so I welded some nuts and some washers on it to make it sturdier, and then I took a little bit of that and I welded washers and nuts on the hitch itself. That way it gives it less room to bounce up and down and hopefully eliminate that wallowing out problem. The other problem is in the bed here itself. Alright, so these metal pieces I welded on, they don't come originally with the trailer itself. All you get is this wire mesh here, right? And the problem is if you look close, we get holes in this mesh here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm rough on it because I throw my rounds from the trees inside this thing, you know, and I'll chuck them from 5 feet. So I mean, it takes abuse, I'll give you that. Besides that, the wheels work good on it. Well, we do have a slow leak on one. This thing here, I mean, it's kind of trash. I got a bungee cord holding it on or it'll fall off. The sides are okay. They're a little bent from use, but like I said, I've had it a year. Eventually I think this whole thing will be, I'll just keep welding on it till it's a Mad Max looking mean machine. But the tongue is the weak link on this thing, and this little, I don't know what it is, maybe 2/16 mesh on it. Yeah, it's kind of garbage too. It'd be nice if it was a little thicker. Like I said, I welded that one long piece on here a few months ago, and then just recently, yesterday, I welded these two pieces on the side. So, because we're going to do a lot of splitting wood here in the next couple days, and I just figured since I had it in welding the tongue, I might as well weld these other things on it. But all in all, it's pretty good. I mean, for the amount of wear and tear I put on it, we've had it a year, like I said, and it's rated for 1,000 pounds. It won't hold 1,000 pounds, you know. Not without the tires wanting to burst off the bead there, but it's it does okay. Our terrain here is rocky, so I'll show you what the terrain looks like that we take it on. And it's a little rusty because we live right here on the coast. But like I said, the tongue, it's major downfall. Alright, so this is the terrain that we take it on. As you can see, it's we've got some small P-type gravel here, but the majority of it is these big rocks. So, you know, and seriously, we do put 400 to 500 pounds on it at times, and where we park our boat is about a quarter mile from here, so you know it's got to go over these things almost daily. You know, if we're making a lot of runs into town to get supplies or building material, and like I said, it does fairly well on the rocks. You know, the more weight you have on it, it's a bouncy if you're just tramming with no weight at all on it. So the more weight you have on it, it's less bouncy. So it's kind of nice to have a load on it. But whatever, I don't remember the exact 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds, something like that. It's definitely not going to pull what they say it's going to pull, unless you're, you know, in Kansas and you got flat dirt, clay road that you're towing on. But I'm not on a. Let me see, I'm not on a flat dirt clay road. What I'm on is a rocky beach. So I'll tell you what we do when we're loading just our regular supplies like gas and fuel and bags and whatnot, we'll stick it in the bed there. But if we're loading lumber, what I found out was we've got, you know, pieces of plywood, 1/2 inch plywood. What we'll do is we'll stack them on top of these rails. You know, we'll lay them flat across this, then we'll bungee it down, then stick the wood on it and push that wood all the way up to the very top of the, you know, closest to the ATV as we can, and that'll put more weight on the tongue there. But that's the way we normally tram anything that's long and heavy, because it just bogs it down, and then you got stuff sticking out the butt end of it here, and it drags on the rock. So just a little information on how we tram our heavy loads that are long. So all in all, what do how do I rate this thing? I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. This tongue is just horrible. I know why they break it down into 3 sections, is that so they can ship it. But as you can see, section 1, section 2, and then section 3. They got that other 3rd section here so you can have the tilt bed, but the tilt bed's worthless. I mean, I didn't buy it for a tilt bed, but and you're not going to tilt a lot of weight with it. So 2.5 out of 5 stars. Make the tongue one piece. Put a better bottom on the bed there so it doesn't just rip out all the time. And yeah, maybe make the whole thing a little more a little heavier gauge steel, because it's a little flimsy for what you're paying. I don't remember if I paid $300, $400 for it, but I mean, is it doing what it's supposed to do? Yeah, it is. But you know, I'm constantly having, well, not constantly, you know, I've taken it in 2 times to weld on it, and I'm sure probably within over the winter next summer I'll take it in again to do more welding on it. So it's not for our terrain, it's not a out of the box, hey, we've got exactly what we want. We got an out of the box flimsy piece of crap, and with some welding, you know, we made it work. So if you're hard on it, you know, if you're looking for a trailer to be hard on, this ain't the trailer for you unless you want to do some welding. I'd spend some more money and get a little beefier kit. All right, well, that's my opinion. Hopefully, if anybody was looking for any of these things, I shed some light on it, because, like I said, it does work, but it's kind of junk out of the box. If I had to do it over again, I would have just spent, you know, $600 and bought something a little beefier. But the problem is here we got to have stuff shipped to us. You know, we got to have stuff shipped from someplace to Juneau, and then we got to take it from Juneau and bring it out here to the island. So Amazon, I couldn't get anything from Amazon without paying like $800 shipping because of the weight. So this is what I found. This is what I'm working with. Hopefully this helped.